I entered the order, and when I was professed, I took lessons in Saskatoon from Lyle Gustins, and he was a student of Leschetizky, who was a student of Czerny, who was a student of Beethoven. So we trace our lineage back to very auspicious roots, I guess you could say. So I began piano when I was 6 years old. I completed my associate in piano when I was in grade 12. And then after that, I entered the order. And when I was professed, I actually took lessons in Saskatoon from Lyle Gustins for quite a number of years. Lyle Gustin has basically a national reputation as a musician. So the associate basically is a professional diploma, and the licentiate would be sort of the equivalent of getting, not getting a master's. I try the fellowship in Canada, and that's, again, is like almost like a doctorate, you could say. All those degrees sound very unusual, but basically they were just an incentive to keep studying and keep practicing and keep working. And so that was my role when I did those. So when I came here, I had to choose the title by which I wanted to be addressed. And I could have been addressed as professor, or I could have been addressed as Dr. Miller. But actually, I chose to be addressed as Sister Joan, because I felt this was at a different level than the others. So it was always known that I am a sister. I'll tell you a funny story, because my brother in Calgary, he calls me Docster. So I didn't get that title here, I guess. So I had the privilege of teaching here at Brandon University for 34 years. I was hired in Brandon by Dr. Lorne Watson, and he hired me as faculty accompanist, so I played for a lot of concerts in this particular hall. Incidentally, this hall is named after Lorne Watson.
She was hired not as a teacher, but as an accompanist initially. So she played all the time. And it was a horribly demanding job, because it was simply learning new music all the time to accompany the students. It was only later that she moved into teaching, as we understand it.
I had the privilege of knowing many fine young students. Many have gone on to do wonderful things, being teachers in school, doing excellent work with their classes, or people like Donna Laub, who is the accompanist for the Winnipeg Ballet. And it's been wonderful to know, all the students and be proud of their achievements.
She was always so anxious that the students do well and learn what they were supposed to learn, so that when they graduated, they'd be ready to really take their own place.
I was also hoping at a different level that I would be a liaison of ecumenism for the students, for accepting different faiths and different religions, and I humbly hope that I did some good in that respect. Yes, I've been involved in a number of musical activities. For 12 years I played the organ every Saturday evening at St. Augustine's, particularly in adjudicating music festivals. And this has taken me really right across Canada. And I must say it's been a great privilege because I've heard some wonderful playing by young people, and they deserve so much praise for what they are doing. And it's wonderful to see the arts flourishing the way it is. One of the very distinctive features of this church, they ring each day at 6 o'clock. It's wonderful to hear church bells. Usually you don't hear church bells unless you go to Italy, and then every church in the city is ringing. So it's nice to still have that tradition. Many people's impression of the life of the sisters is based on the sound of music. And it's a very charming movie, certainly, full of freshness and joy. And certainly that is reflected in the life of the sisters. But what it didn't show was the actual mission of the sisters, what their works were. And that would have been good, I think, to sort of show the other side of the life. It did give you the impression, I would say, of the communal life, the sisters living together, and the Mother Superior, the idea of the vow of obedience to the Mother Superior. It didn't say it, but you knew somehow that she was definitely an important figure. So there's a lot of elements of truth in it. As you know, I'm going to be the last RNDM in Brandon, which is really sad, not only personally, but for the order, because we've had a presence here for over 100 years. RNDM basically is for the French religious Notre-Dame de Mission. The Notre-Dame de Mission, of course, is a well-known phrase in French. And so now we say we're Sisters of Our Lady of the Missions, translating it into English. This is a photo of me in my habit on the final profession day. I feel really sad that we've lost our habit. As I say, it was a wonderful sign. For example, I was at the university. I didn't think that it was really a help because we were dealing with people from all different religious backgrounds, and for some of them it seemed to be sort of a standoff gesture, you might say, or something like that. We got used to wearing the veil. It was very well pinned down, and we had this starch around here. Well, that was another story. When you got laundry duty, you had to learn to iron this starch without burning it. And I think I burnt too many, and I finally got demoted or kicked out of the laundry for good. The girls in school used to say the veil was quite something because they felt they could do whatever they wanted behind our backs, and we'd never figure it out because we couldn't see very so well. Had these blinkers on here. Yeah, I don't know how we ever got driver's license, but anyway, that's another thing. Yes, I think I do light up when I see the students coming in. It's a great joy to me, and seems to be a great joy to them as well. I hope it's a good influence on their lives in terms of the bigger picture, teaching them life values and things like that. and teaching them compassion and kindness, this sort of thing, and good spirit.